Bluelock chapter 281 spoilers and leaks are out. If you guys like this type of content, please remember to like and subscribe, and let's get right into this. So the chapter starts off with your typical ego monologue, and he is basically talking about we are born with a copy of the gene in principle. Half of the life that comes from the father and half that comes from the mother. However, occasionally there may be a copying error. Sometimes a child is born with characteristics that its parents doesn't have. For example, it can be a small or sensitive in most cases. That child is different from others, has not friends, and out of the competition, they are eliminated without being able to pass their genes. But in rare cases, this feature, sometimes things have to fit into favorable environments. The gene increase thought natural selection. The characteristics that should be mutation becomes a standard. The cycle repeats. This is evolution. And Henri says, hey, I know, basically Pichu will become Pikachu. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I literally think like Henri right now. Like I'm literally thinking about, okay, the evolution that Ego is talking about is kind of like a Pokemon. But he goes on to explain this. Henri then says, what does evolution have to do with soccer? Well, that's a stupid ass question. Ego then says, well, from here, this is just my opinion on talent. In the history of human society, the essence of evolution is the same. Humans are born with special characteristics that set them apart. That's facts. That's literally facts. Ego then says, there is a reason the world standard changes, and the one who has that seed, I call him a genius. Increasing feasibility and reproducibility, let's make it a global standard. The person who makes it happen is called a genius. Henri then says, the mutant talents that geniuses possess become the property of everyone in the world. That's the same as what we are talking about earlier about genetic evolution. Ego says, I think that this is how humanity has evolved as a civilization. Unconventional physical abilities and making super plays. This existence is a singularity and a mutant genius using data to take action. That's how football evolved. So he's basically talking about how humanity has evolved over the times. And I'm pretty sure he's talking about how talent is the reason why people are able to keep moving forward, discovering new talent, discovering new geniuses. This is how people get the blueprint to move forward and get better and better and better. Henri then says, that is the equation of evolution. Ego says, the world doesn't just revolve around geniuses. Genius and prodigies are two sides of the same coin. And for both of them, there's a path to becoming a number one in the world. Okay, so I guess Isagi still has a chance to become the number one in the world. All right, he doesn't have the craziest talent, but remember, he is a genius of adaptability. So let's see where Ego goes with this next. It turns out we cut back to the field, and Isagi is actually thinking the same thing as Ego, where he says, beat the genius. There's no logic, playing like geniuses, going beyond reason, and making crazy plays. Even if you suddenly asked me to try right now, I wouldn't be able to do it. I can't even imagine it. Maybe I've always been fighting like a genius. Bro, Isagi's literally going as low as he's gone for the last 3 games so far in the NEL. And he's doing it right here, right now, against PXG in the closing moments of the match. If this isn't like super duper red flag that he's about to do something crazy, then I don't know what is. Isagi then keeps up his monologue and says, the battlefield is run by these geniuses only. The world is waiting for that amazing call. No, after all, it's out of the normal. This is impossible. And while he's doing all this monologue, when we cut back to the game, after Ego's monologue, he is basically in the middle of Noah and Kaiser going back on the attack, trading passes, just 1-2ing up the field. And then as soon as he says this line about geniuses, Loki literally comes in with crazy speed, just blitzes Isagi again, and absolutely intercepts the pass between Noah and Kaiser and steals the ball from Noah like it's absolutely nothing. Isagi then says, between me and the genius side at the genetic level, I can't surpass it. There is a wall of talent. God, this is unequal. So he's just looking at how good Loki is like how fast he is, just how good he is. And he's just like losing hope. He's like, bro, there's no way I can be better than this guy when he's literally a genetic level. Like I can't pass that talent. But just then, Isagi sees Kaiser, who was supposed to get the pass from Noah until the pass got stolen. Kaiser also runs right next to him, and he's also wondering, how the hell is this even possible? And Kaiser says, it's unfair, you fucking gods. Isagi says, what? Kaiser? Why is it the same as me? Don't mess with me. You are also on the genius side, right? So I'm guessing that Isagi had put Kaiser, Noah, and Loki all on this giant pedestal. And I feel like mainly Kaiser and Noah, because he felt that Noah's words impacted him because he thought he didn't have the talent to be able to match up to Noah, and Noah saying that to him really affected him. He thought Kaiser had the talent, and that's why Noah really picked him. So I guess now looking at it, it kind of breaks that image where he thought Kaiser was just so much above him, but Kaiser's even struggling to keep up with these guys. So it's like, if he's struggling, then I guess that the genius thing doesn't really matter at all. It's just a matter of another thing. Then the final page of the chapter where Isagi says, unlike others, geniuses fight each other. Huh? No. Maybe you are not on the genius side. So, bro, Isagi's really wondering. He's really looking at Kaiser like, you know what? Like, wait a minute. Kaiser's not just talent, bro. Kaiser's able to compete with these people because Kaiser works hard, bro. Kaiser has an insane work ethic, bro. Kaiser and Isagi really parallel each other so much on how, bro, they're not like outstanding players, all right? At least in the beginning, right? In the beginning of their journeys in football, they weren't outstanding players. They had to work extremely hard to develop the weapons they had, like the direct shot, the Kaiser impact. And once they developed those weapons, they eventually were able to reach the level of geniuses. But the thing is, I feel like this character arc for Isagi has already been a little done, kind of. Remember the Naruhaya game where he was struggling to compete with Nagi and Baro, and he completely lost his confidence after the loss to Rin? I feel like this is kind of similar to that, but I feel like it's being done better here because with a character like Kaiser, who Isagi is basically viewed as a genius for the entire NEL, you know what I mean? He basically knows nothing about Kaiser, and now he's really getting the look. He's like, bro, maybe Kaiser is a lot more similar to me than I expected. You know what I mean? Like, maybe we're not worlds apart. Maybe he's just like me. So I guess this gives Isagi hope for the next chapter. Anyways, let's talk about this. Then again, during the chapter review, I really just talked about everything I felt like I need to talk about here. But I do have a couple things to say. The game barely progresses in this whole chapter. Like, I'm not gonna lie, we have like 5 chapters maybe of the game and like 1 action even happening in the game. So yeah, I don't even know how long it's gonna take for the PXG match to end. But I do know that the next couple chapters are going to be crazy, so stay tuned. What I think might happen next is, for the first time ever, we might get an Isagi and Kaiser team up. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen for sure, but since they're very similar and their goals align at the current moment, I feel like they might want to link up for the first time. Like, we never seen them link up once, but I think they might have to link up for this last game on how basically you have, like, you guys remember in the beginning of this game when someone was texting that, oh, I really want to see Kaiser and Isagi play together. I feel like that could be foreshadowing for this last goal where they actually start playing together and work together. They find out that, oh, turns out 2 people who aren't geniuses, 2 people who actually work their ass off to get where they are, could actually do a little bit of damage. And maybe Isagi scores the last goal for the win, and that's going to piss Kaiser off and set up their matchup in the U20 World Cup. You never know. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please remember to like and subscribe before you click off. If you watched this far, thank you so much. I'm really aiming to hit 4,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So please remember to like and subscribe, share to all your friends. Yeah, man, I hope you guys have a great day. Bye-bye.